And this is interesting. So I just saw the headline. I have not read this article yet, but I think this will be a fun one for us to dive into. Check this out. Edwin shares this. The U.S. unleashes military to fight fake news and disinformation. What are they? They're going to drone. They're going to drone satirical websites. Not any people, just like the code itself. All right, let's see how the military is going to protect us from fake news. Which, by the way, the military intelligence, which has led us into war after war that we shouldn't be in. All the people that told us there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, all the people that sold us on Iraq the first time, on Libya, on Afghanistan, they're trying to sell us on Iran now, on what's going on in Syria, all those institutions that just make up whatever they want to continue an economy of war that will inevitably fail and is morally repulsive. They are going to protect us from fake news. That, man, sign me up. Oh, boy. All right, here's what's going on. U.S. unleashes military to fight fake news and disinformation. Fake news and social media posts are such a threat to U.S. security that the Defense Department is launching a project to repel large-scale automated disinformation attacks. As the top Republican in Congress blocks efforts to protect the integrity of elections. That's according to the article. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agencies wants custom software that can unearth fakes hidden among more than 500,000 stories, photos, video, and audio clips. If successful, the system, after 4 years of trials, may expand to detect malicious intent and prevent viral fake news from polarizing society. So this is what we're spending our time on. Now, we ignore the fact every day that our corporate media is owned by entities that have no business being in news and information. MSNBC is owned by Comcast. CNN is owned by Time Warner. Fox News is just part of Rupert Murdoch's wet dream. None of these entities have any business being in news and information. We do not have any type of media structure. We do not have any transparency in our news and information. We have forgotten the idea of journalism as a public good. We do not fund it. We actually shun the idea of journalism. The people who go to places to try to tell you the truth about what's going on, those people are shamed and have to start their own outlets and hope it's successful to be able to continue doing what they do. That's our media, or lack thereof, in the U.S. And instead, what we think is some big issue, and when I say we, I mean the powers that be that want to maintain this horrific status quo, they're trying to convince you that a fake video, that these fake videos where they have someone's mouth move and saying things and it's not the actual person, that's the biggest threat. That's some huge issue. And we now need the military to step in. The military needs to step in and have this algorithm to save us from fake news. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, this is unbelievable. The priorities could not be more backwards. They could not be. And are there entities out there that publish all kinds of bogus stuff? Of course. You know how long we've had that? Since the advent of the United States as we know it. Our media structure in this country used to be arguably one of the best in the world, where the government would subsidize different newspapers. And you would get a subsidy if you were trying to provide news and information. Different schools of political thought all had their own newspapers, constitutionalists, federalists, socialists. They all had their own newspapers. It would be disseminated throughout the country. And anybody could participate regardless of their financial power. Now, one of the symptoms of this, people would publish bogus stuff all the time. That's where the phrase yellow journalism originated. People would bogus, and you can find this stuff in libraries. They would publish ridiculous stuff, and citizens would have the task of trying to filter it all and find the truth. I'm not saying it's perfect. Of course it isn't. Nothing is. But to entertain this fantasy that, but fake news is the biggest thing. These crazy memes out there, and then these deep fake videos. What? And this is another area where we can scapegoat Russia. We can blame Russia for this. And now the military's getting involved. The military is going to save you from fake news. The entity that has gotten us into war after war after war based on lies and deception, and all these wars benefit are the oil companies and the 1%. And pads the pockets of the defense contractors, and they lie to you, the American people, to put us in these horrific wars where people are dying, where people overseas are dying, where people domestically are dying for no cause whatsoever, for the cause of the 1% in the military industrial complex and the oil companies. We have an economy of war based on lies and deception. And these people, these entities are going to protect us from deep fake videos. That's, wow. That is quite, and there's people who probably believe that to actually be true. Quite a world we're living in. Thank you for sharing this, Edwin. Quite a, the military industrial complex, who has lied us into every war since Nam and going forward, and they'll continue to lie us into more. They're going to protect us from fake news because there's some bogus memes out there. That's what's wrong with our media. They figured it out. They nailed it. Wow.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your